Mm. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I hope, excuse me, everyone's doing well. I'm Roxy of Roxy's Lady Lounge. I am here to just talk for a minute, not too long. I have some shit I gotta do tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be here too long. But in the news here in Chicago, one of the things that has been reoccurring and popping up is the question of is the National Guard coming here or not? And I want to be honest with you. Like people are like, oh, we don't need them, da 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 da, and just talking about like our crime rate. Talking about oh the crime rate is down and this that and the fourth. Look, I wish motherfuckers would stop playing. Like for real, for real. Stop playing. Hi, Jess. What's up, baby? I wish people would stop playing, stop lying, stop trying to give motherfuckers a false sense of hope. Shit be fucked up here. It really do. You know, People want to say, oh, we don't need the National Guard. Well, guess what? I don't know. And pardon these two little dots on the side of my nose. I used something and it irritated my nose. Look, I don't know what the fuck these motherfuckers got going on. Thank you, Just. I'm trying. It is the people's children, y'all. It's these people's children. It's these late teens and early 20s motherfuckers, and they just be running amok. They run amok in the streets of Chicago, and these motherfuckers be shooting each other. They really get it in on the weekends. Um, they just ran into Nordstrom's downtown and ran out of Louis Vuitton with a bunch of Louis Vuitton bags and such. They say apparently they stole roughly $100,000 in Louis Vuitton bags. Um, this past weekend, 20 people were shot, 3 passed away. I think there were 3 or 4 with self inflicted gunshot wounds. One of the people with a self inflicted gunshot wound was a child. Um, but then it's a bunch of young ones, young dudes out here just doing too fucking much. I'm sitting in my house, minding my business. My citizen app tell me, what does my citizen app tell me? 10 dudes up the street. Where up the street? I think it's on the other side of me of Western. Standing outside brandishing handguns at people. Why? I'm pretty sure none of you motherfuckers got a valid firearms card or a concealed carry. At this point, let's be honest. The Chicago Police Department should have 20,000 officers. 20,000. We don't. CPD is understaffed. And some gotta happen. Shit. Motherfucking cops can't be everywhere all at once. They can't be everywhere all at once, so what are they supposed to do? But the problem comes in, these motherfuckers, they don't get a hold of their children. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, motherfuckers don't know how to get a hold of their motherfucking kids. And these be some young motherfuckers out here causing mayhem in the streets of Chicago. Motherfuckers want to go get something, they can't afford it, they steal it. Who got time for that? You can't trust a fucking thief. So people are saying, "Oh, we don't need the National Guard, but they don't need to come here." Like that little boy in that meme. Bullshit. See, the thing about it is, they're saying that if the National Guard comes, then I guess some lawmakers are going to, oh shit. And see, if the National Guard comes, some lawmakers are going to take it to court. And they can't take it to court until after they go. But the Constitution, okay, says that the President of the United States cannot deploy the National Guard. It is said that only the governor of a state can deploy the National Guard. Now, in the past 5 years, here in good old Chicago, my kind of town, the National Guard has been deployed twice. Once, oh, and that's another thing. The National Guard is not supposed to be deployed unless there is civil unrest. Now, one thing, the National Guard should not be treated as your own fucking personal militia, because that's not what they do. That's not what their objective is supposed to be. No. Now, they were deployed in 2020. And mind you, this was not to have to help the Chicago Police Department. What it was for, they deployed them because there was civil unrest going on, because this was during the time of George Floyd. And they were acting a fucking fool in Chicago. They were. They damn near broke into every store downtown Chicago. There was motherfuckers. They they broke into stores downtown. They broke into stores on the south side of Chicago, on the west side of Chicago. There were businesses that got broken into during that civil unrest, which let me be frank and honest. I understood why they did it, but also I'm a firm believer that there's a way to do things and there's a way not to do things. A lot of businesses that were broken into during the time with everything that happened to George Floyd, some of these businesses never came back. And a lot of the businesses that never came back were businesses in black neighborhoods, black and brown neighborhoods, primarily black neighborhoods. They didn't come back. I'll be back. I'm back. Sorry about that. But so a lot of those businesses and those the mom and pop stores in the neighborhood, they didn't open back up. And unfortunately, for the neighborhoods that are, they call them food deserts. For the neighborhoods and the communities that are food deserts, where some everyone doesn't have a vehicle, and there are families that have to call a Lyft or Uber or rely on a neighbor or a family friend or even get on the bus to go provide food for their families. Those stores didn't come back. One of the largest complaints, other than crime, in the city of Chicago is there are food deserts. And when I say food deserts, I'm not talking about the local corner store, that might have some eggs and bread and, you know, some canned goods and things like that. I'm talking about food deserts in the city where there's no grocery store for nice blocks, but then you go into other neighborhoods and there is a plethora or a myriad and a plethora of grocery stores to accommodate the community. There was a Whole Food. There was a Whole Food here. It was in an area called Inglewood, and it lasted a few years, this Whole Food. And then they had to shut this Whole Food down. And I was like, well, why do they act question someone I know who works within the city in that area? I said, well, why did they close the whole food down? That was a really good look for Inglewood. They said they were stealing. They were stealing too much. And it outweighed the cost of keeping it open. So they closed it. That's the same way that they closing Walgreens in brown people's neighborhoods. I have not. I have not seen one Walgreens close in a neighborhood that is primarily um, melanatedly challenged. Absolutely not. But guess what? They still loss prevention calculates the loss and the gains. And when the loss outweighs the gains of an establishment, that's when it closes. The thing that people don't understand is when you go within your community and there are people who go and they steal from these stores, it only makes it bad for older people. Now, Walgreens started off as a pharmacy, okay? And then it branched out to other things, other goods other than pharmaceuticals, which people need. It's sad when you know there are older people living in a neighborhood, and this is where they used to get their medicine. Now they can't. Now, Walgreens, like I said, their pharmacy will always bring in more business than the retail section of Walgreens. Why? Because pharmaceuticals cost more. If you are a person who is up in age and you taking 5 and 6 different pills, the shit could run you $400 or $500 a month. So always remember, the pharmacy at Walgreens has always made more money than the retail section. But even with that being said, when more is being stolen and those people have those meetings and they say this is what's being stolen on a quarterly basis, but this is what's coming in, we're going to shut it down. And that's fucked up because now people who need their medicine have to find another Walgreens or they have to find, just another pharmacy. And the one thing that I know where there are more melanated people, there's just not a lot of pharmacies for people to go to get their prescriptions filled. Now, older people or even people who are sickly have to travel further just to get their prescriptions filled when there was a Walgreens right around the corner. But the Walgreens got motherfucking closed because motherfuckers don't know how to act. And then people want to say, we don't need the National Guard. Fuck you. Get these motherfuckers off the street. That's what I say. If their mamas and daddies and aunts and uncles and grandmamas can't keep them in, somebody got to do something. Why you gotta act up every time you go outside? Why do I have to be scared every time I go outside? Why do I have to carry my 9 millimeter motherfucking Beretta every time I leave out the house? Now I don't take it all the time because sometimes I just hurry up and leave out the house. And I do need to get me something smaller, but I'm in the big guns, okay? But I don't feel like I should have to do that because I'm scared. And guess what I'm scared of? It ain't the police. It ain't the FBI. No, it ain't an Asian or somebody of Middle Eastern descent. No. I'm scared of people who look like me. Guess what? I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be fearful of the beautiful melanated people that look like me, that look like my sons, that look like my daughters, that look like my sisters, that look like my mother, that look like my husband, that look like my sister in laws or my brother in laws, or look like my friends, my good friends, who look like my kids' godmother, Crystal, look like Val, look like King Payne. I shouldn't be scared of the people that I love so much. But they make it hard. They make it hard because they always doing some dumbass shit. That's real. I can't get any realer than that. So should the National Guard come here, maybe for a little while, but they can't stay here forever. And I also think it's a political thing. And I don't think that they should be used like that because they're talking about deploying them here and in California. Yeah, I have people that I strongly care about who live in California. You know, I have a very good girlfriend right now. She lives in DC, in the city of DC. You know, she in DC. And when the National Guard got deployed there, she hit me and she was like, this is crazy. She's like, this some shit like out of a movie. People wouldn't have to live like that if motherfuckers just stop cutting the fuck up. I don't like being worried when I see a 20 something walking up the street and I'm trying to get to my hold on y'all. Wait a minute. I might have to cut this live short because Val is getting ready to go live. We can reconvene later. I love you all. Thank you, Just Being Me, for being here. And thank you, other person. I hope both of you all hit the like button. But I am Val's mod. So I'm getting ready to go mod for my girl. So I'll be back later. All right. Love you guys. Peace. Thank you so much.